Alright. Time to get back to this. It's about to be day 5. Which is terrifying, because as I recall, 2 different characters have pretty much pointed out that shit's gonna go down on day 5. The term they've used is war, but there is much more concerning stuff going on even than that. In terms of, there seems to be a black hole in a church which lets some kind of unbelievable noise out after swallowing sound. I don't even know. It sounds like all of the it sounds like all the Isolas are going to be devoured by Pale. It could be billions of years, who knows? But I couldn't resist a little bit of pathologic to soundtrack today. Been thinking an awful lot about those games recently, you know. I would love to stream them, probably not the time, but I would love to. But God, Miracle Workshop, this is one of those where it's like, the piece of music is unbelievably haunting and beautiful to me. The place in the game where it plays the combination is amazing, and the title of the track ties it all together in a way that makes the place more heartbreaking and the music more heartbreaking. It's just so impressive. Wait a minute, that's not the right wall. What the? There we go. Okay. Why am I looking at this wall?
Yeah, why? It's a wall. An ordinary wall.
Yeah, you're right.
Why must we stop to look at this wall every time we pass by? We have business to attend to.
Do we, Kim? It's past 2 a.m., you know? I don't know if there's any business waiting. But there's also no real need to stall. I can't actually pass time, so what I can do in a moment like this, the likes of which, for which some people wait a lifetime, is I can read through all my literature without burning any clock, which is good. But also, it's nice to burn through the clock because it helps us think. Almost done with cleaning out the rooms. Wasteland of Reality is a considerably longer term project. Honestly, I don't know how much game is left. I don't know if we even have 14 hours remaining. We might do. It doesn't feel like things are all that conclusive or gearing up to be concluded all that rapidly. But on the other hand, I feel like various bits of in-game literature, etc. have been foreshadowing and preparing me for a situation where there isn't necessarily all that much plot resolution. I really don't know what to expect. Which is a wonderful position to be in, don't get me wrong. But I suppose at this point I should go to bed, right? I'm almost dead too, look at that. My mountain of health whittled away to damn near nothing. Although, if we subscribe to the Miyazaki school of health bar logic, these empty segments, that's not empty space in a health bar. That's my will to live bar. And the segments of health there, they're actually in the way of my will to live. The lower that goes, the higher the will to live goes, you see. That's the Miyazaki logic. There's something elegant to that. I don't know that it necessarily applies outside of video games, but there is an elegance to it nonetheless. Enough of one that you probably could extrapolate outwards, thematically, if you so chose. So, first thing tomorrow, what do we do? What do we do first thing tomorrow? I want to speak to Plaisance at some point. I know she's not tied up in any of this log stuff, but there may be some dialogue attached to the swallow in the church, and the doomed commercial area, etc. The washerwoman appears to be hiding something. See, this is what I would like to do now, but I cannot go into that shack. In fact, I shouldn't have come back to the Whirling. But I cannot go into that shack without first dismissing Kitsuragi for the night. I don't want to do that because I could otherwise progress. Because I'm pretty sure you can explore the shack in the day. So if I'd been there a few hours earlier, like before Kitsuragi was willing to peel off and go to bed himself, we maybe wouldn't have hit a dead end. As it currently stands, I feel like we're at one. If you'll excuse me, it takes me a while to navigate to the map, but after a couple of failed attempts, I do remember that the M key serves the same purpose, so hopefully that'll dissipate. I'm here for a bit anyway, not too long. I do have a doctor's appointment today, which is not going to be fun. Not a doctor I've seen, but the doctors I do see don't really help.
It's getting cold.
So
This late in the night. Time to call it a day.
So I go up to a different doctor and be like, I'm sad, and see what happens. Good night, Kim.
Good night, officer. We'll meet in front of the shack in the morning.
You don't have to do that. I can meet you at the Welling. I don't think he trusts me to do so, but I would have done. Well, off the bat, that looks new.
As you look at the floorboards in this corner of the shack, it's clear one of them isn't quite level with the others.
I just ripped this out of the ground.
Hollow space underneath the floorboards is dark and damp. You can barely make out the mixture of sand and sawdust below.
What's in here?
Nothing particular catches your eye. Looks like more reeds. There might be something hidden inside the sand, though. Something bad. Someone's night thoughts. A last resort. A bad idea.
Something really bad.
Oh no.
Search through the sand and sawdust.
You stick your hand in and start combing through the sand. Dry, not like outside. Fine dust. And then something hard wrapped in paper. A small cylindrical object. You pull it out. A bullet.
Interesting.
The floorboard doesn't care. But maybe the washerwoman does. You have enough to confront her with. It's extra ammunition. She's locked and loaded, ready to fight some cops. Holding the bullet, you get the feeling this isn't ammunition against you. It's for herself.
I mean, if there's just one, it stands to reason. Okay, let's get a look at it first. Before we show it to anyone, let's look at it ourselves. Or does it just go in the... Oh, does it just go in the bullet slot? Freaky, I've got 2 bullets now. But I thought I did have one loose in my inventory too. I do. But that doesn't count as a bullet, and it's fractured, and it's evidence. Plus ratio, plus it fell off. Understood. Understood. I take it I can't figure out how I got ye face yet.
An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see the reflection of your face in it, such as it is. A regular, clean-shaven police officer.
Holy shit, that's the most coolly delivered line in the game. Did you hear that? This is the most relaxed, luxurious delivery of a line I've ever heard. Listen to this.
An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see the reflection of your face in it, such as it is. A regular, clean-shaven police officer.
I don't know how that's even producing tones. It sounds so quiet. I don't mean like how it's balanced. I mean like that sounds like somebody speaking unbelievably quietly. And the mirror beefing now. Maybe I can... Maybe Kitsuragi's still gonna be there. No. No. Alright. Well, wasn't there a check I could do with her when he was gone? Hello, ma'am.
Waves are beginning to die down. Look at those little bastards. Simmer down. Simmer down, bastards.
That's a great line. I'll be seeing you in just a second when I've potentially rearranged my wardrobe into something more outwardly suggestible. Hang on. Suggestion's always an awkward one because I can never remember. There are a few stats in this game where I can't remember if they have clothes attached to them. I know I have ones that have a penalty, so it's a penalty to suggestion, one of which I just blitzed past. But does anything help? I think I have one suggestive jacket. There it is, my blue naval coat. But that might actually be it. Unless I've just blitzed past, which is highly possible. Have I got to get the headset again? Nice. I gotta take a closer look at some of these pictures sometime. I don't think I ever went through them all properly. Some of them are cool as hell. The only thing I check now is the pain threshold, the stuff at the bottom of the picture. I was like, that kinda looks like my pain threshold scarf. You know, if you were playing Mysterium, you could be forgiven for picking this to represent that. Don't know if there's intentionality behind it, but saw the slightest little bit. We could take a Pyrrolodon. We may already still be rolling some. We are. Awkward. Suggestion. I mean, I was going to say, it seems late enough in the game that we could probably start spending some of the skill points we've built up. We don't have any built up. We have a skill point. And we're going to use it to boot something out of our brain probably, like, very shortly, so I guess we just do what we can.
Waves are beginning to die down. Look at those little bastards. Simmer down. Simmer down, bastards.
I think she needs to go on a date with another drunk. Badly. I mean, I don't really. She's a widow, right?
You think she really needs more of that after a man died at sea?
I mean, no. But we passed the roll. Unexpectedly enough, so what do I do then?
What if I told you it is actually possible to go on a date sober?
Get out of here with your crazy fringe theories.
Before recorded history, men and women were able to do simple, very primitive things together sober. Acknowledge the situation and keep it basic.
Okay, I'm a drunk. I don't know if you've noticed. So, I usually ask people to drink with me.
I have, and I don't really.
This time, though, I thought I'd just ask you for a walk.
Just a walk? I don't know, officer. I would not have taken you for an innocent perambulator.
I am. That's why you should definitely agree.
Where would this walk take us, officer?
There's a nice view on the beach that I found. Land's End over there.
All right. I will walk with you. But you need to understand that nothing is going to happen. We're just walking.
Just a good old-fashioned walk. I like it.
Me too. It's been ages since I just had a normal conversation with one of you guys. Stroll on the beach sounds nice. All right, I guess I'll be seeing you at Land's End in the evening, when it gets dark, all right?
It's 2 a.m. I don't think it's getting any darker, Lillian.
She doesn't wait for an answer. You better get ready.
Alright. I don't know if that means today or tomorrow. If it's tomorrow, there may not be a planet for us to visit Land's End on. I don't know what's happening. Hopefully she's there now. Typically, these things stop at 2 a.m. We are past 2 a.m. What does the log say? Quickly, she's not going to wait forever. Okay, so it doesn't say go there at like 9 p.m. or whatever. And this is something that I did on like day 3 on my Switch or whatever. We're definitely further than I am on the Switch now. But this may be like the one remaining thing that I have done on that and not this. And I'm pretty sure it was like, hey, go meet her at 9 p.m. But I asked at like 3 p.m. Which entailed doing so on the day that I sent the body off. So I must have done it on day 4, actually. I think. Because Kitsuragi wasn't there. And I know I was horribly late with the body because I confused myself by starting this other playthrough and left the body in the fridge in my Switch playthrough until like day 4. Which was a bit bad. I'll be honest with you. Let's get to Land's End. How does one go about that? By way of the church, I suppose. I am very surprised that the entire Disco Elysium club in the church and everything was the only way to narratively investigate the 2mm hole in reality. Because I really didn't think all that quest stuff was informationally presented in such a way that I could put together how much content I'd be locking myself out of by doing what felt like the right thing, even to help the person in there. So that's me right for not being disco enough, I suppose. I learned my lesson. Hello. Wait, no. Oh, you know, there's probably unique dialogue for being drunk for this, right? I'm not gonna... okay, so this isn't save scumming. I just want to see if she notices. Plus it healed me. Not that I need it.
The woman gazes steadily at the waves. A sudden gust picks up her dark hair and lets it fall again, tousled, wild. She brushes a few stray locks from her eyes, and only then spots you approaching.
Aye, so here you are. It's late and it's raining. Water is cold. Ice cold. Know that you're not the first guy to bring a girl to Land's End. This is what the locals call a make-out spot. That is not going to happen here today. I just want to make that clear, Dimples.
She turns to face the sea once more. I wonder what happens if I just leave. I feel bad enough for drinking before this. I was honestly expecting her to be like, oh, you're drunk, and then electrochemistry be like, yeah, baby, I'm drunk, alright. And then Volition would be like, why did you do this, etc. You seem surprised that I made it.
Drinking men aren't known for keeping their appointments.
I'm sorry you had to wait. Wait, what? I don't think she had to wait. I got up there as fast as I could. I was like 8 seconds behind her. It's the exact same time it was when we made the arrangement, but I'm sorry you had to wait.
It's no bother. Don't get many excuses to spend time alone. What with my trio of monsters.
I'm sorry, I said I'm sorry. Oh my god. I think I spend too much time alone.
Aye, by the looks of you, you do. Well, we're here now.
She nods to you, a playful glint in her eyes.
Here it comes.
As she turns her back to the sea, the weather begins to clear under her steady gaze.
So fast as to make it seem like the weather turns at her command.
Wait, did you just do that?
Me? No. Just grew up on the sea. Know which way the wind's blowing and all. Knew the weather'd clear up once we got here. Otherwise, it would have been a less pleasant stroll, nay?
You know, a past incarnation of myself called himself Tequila Sunset. I wonder why that is.
It's a common Revacholian expression. Means drinking yourself to death.
I found a corpse recently. He had a Tequila Sunset moment.
And what about you? Keeping the name?
I'm not really sure, to be honest. Hell yeah, Tequila Sunset all the way.
Well then.
She shrugs and turns towards the sunlit sea. The sunlit sea.
Not terribly impressed. Not surprised either.
On the contrary, I am particularly impressed and surprised that the sun is somehow lighting the sea, but I don't even know if this is planet Earth. It doesn't seem like it is, so I guess I shouldn't pretend to understand how light manages to reach the land from above or wherever it comes from.
The remains of the dying sun are reflected in the waves and the skyscrapers rising across the bay. Your mind clears for a moment as your senses take it all in. Not just the glass skyscrapers, fragile looking in the shimmering air. River Esperance flowing into the bay.
Isn't it strange for this all-powerful thing, the sun, to be so generous towards us? You know, the best time to go out fishing is usually towards sunset, when the water is warmer.
The sun also falls on the Capeside tenements and war-torn ruins. An old sea fortress juts out, seemingly impervious to the sheen cast over everything else, shaking you out of your reverie. The sun does little for the dead, and those hopelessly lost in their own minds.
Is that why you named your boat the Sun?
Oh, that was a bit of pride and a bit of superstition.
There's salt in the air, and the cries of the gulls and the skuas. grit of the sand and the green glint of broken bottles. But still your gaze always returns to the dazzling streaks of light, wherever they may be reflected, their fading opulence.
It's bringing us spring, summer. It's entirely on our side, no matter what we do or who we are, for absolutely no reason. It's unlike no other powerful being, certainly no powerful organization or government. How can that be?
I mean, something's got to be on our side.
I guess we wouldn't really be here if that thing wasn't on our team.
You would be incinerated, or worse.
It's a very generous interpretation of the functions of the sun. But it sounds like a comforting one. I think the sun's fucking terrifying personally, but there's no denying that the terror is derived from the awesomeness of its power. It's definitely the giver of all life around these parts. You have fish hooks in your ears.
These aren't real fish hooks, silly. They're earrings shaped to look like fish hooks. A drunk called Rosemary brought them to me. I kept them.
Oh, does Rosemary have a crush on Lillian? That's not necessarily true. He might have just given her some earrings.
She's right. They're made mostly of plastic. A cheap novelty gift you can buy from a flower shop or a kiosk. The wind ruffles her hair, silver-streaked in the moonlight.
There's an interesting lilt in your voice.
Thank you. I'm half Ubi. My mother was from Ubi Sunt. Not a lot of sun there, I hear, though I've never been.
The wind ruffles her hair, silver-streaked in the moonlight.
Don't you want to go visit La Delta?
It's enough that my fish goes there. 50 real a piece they ask for spring cod.
What the fuck? I can only get that for like a production schedule filament cube thing.
Out on the terrace of La Fru de Fond, a hip business lunch spot in downtown La Delta, glasses clink over a spread of oysters. Someone can't decide what to eat. Someone recommends a ceviche. Someone shields her eyes, trying to see across the bay.
So who do you think killed the hanged man?
Good one. I'm gonna go with the rope.
You think you're so fucking funny, but you're literally wrong. Shot in the head. Anyway, sorry. Confidently smarmy with it, for it to literally not be the cause of death. This isn't gonna go well. Wait, wasn't this 40-something% a second ago? Are my eyes lying to me, or did that percentage just go down? It can't have done, because time's frozen. And I haven't received any kind of penalty for saying, who do you think killed the hanged man? I'm just on one. Ignore me. I'm gonna try to say something about the sun, you know?
Say what? Something interesting? Impossible.
Please, this is important.
She turns her head, and the plastic fishhooks rattle in her ears. Nothing shear-worthy takes place in your head. Relax. This was still good.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like I don't have a good brain.
Aye. Brains generally aren't very good, are they? I prefer backs, arms, shoulders, lungs too. You know, the wind's gonna pick up soon, and I have to go, but...
She takes her sword out of the scabbard. The blade shines in the gathering dark.
Have this. The sun's good, but it doesn't stick things. I've no use for it anymore.
Huh. Are you sure you don't need it?
No. Men around here are too drunk to pose a threat to me.
Okay, well, I don't think we're going to be able to do this again, but thank you for coming on this walk with me.
Farewell.
And there she goes. And I was secretly drunk the whole time. She nods to you and turns to go. No, she's gone.
As she walks off, the wind picks up, and the light from the sun seems to fade. the crumbling silhouette of failed electrical R&D towers in the distance, beckoning.
Does it? Shivers is getting feld moded. Let's maximize our productivity here. Torch and bag. Because you never know. But it doesn't look like we're going to find anything. Well, we can at least use the fast travel at the church, but I suppose I could speak to the washerwoman. Still gonna fast travel. Still faster. Even if it's barely closing any distance. Fuck, she's gone. Damn, so Lily M was out past 2 AM, but nobody else. Freaky. What happens if I try and sit on the bench at this time? She's still there, damn.
It is the dead of night. Now is not the time for sitting, but for sleeping.
I don't know, you'd have me believe that the sun was dazzling over the ocean, so... Standard 115mm saber. Equip this to impress yourself. The blade of this mass-produced saber has dulled over the years and won't slice or stab anyone. It still commands respect in your hand, however. Holding onto its bakelite hilt fills you with a sense of purpose, and a memory of the date. Okay, well it didn't give me any kind of thought for equipping it, so I'm not sure what the memory of the date was about. But I'll take it. Well, there will be no talking to the washerwoman this day. Guess we should just go to bed. I was definitely expecting to be deeper into day 5 by now. In fact, yeah, it's been like a whole half hour of 2:11 AM, but that's
getting
okay.
late, and it's raining. Time to call it a day.
What's the rain got to do with anything? Is there anything else I wanted to do? I'm sure it's doable tomorrow. I hope it's doable tomorrow, whenever it is. I mean, I know for some reason I was going to check in with Plaisance. Beyond that, we'll see, you know? We'll see.
The bed is comforting, if a bit run down. Still, you've earned a rest.
Go to sleep.
The bed underneath you is soft, if lumpy. Waves wash the sand underneath the hut, then grow distant to your ear. In the quiet hum of the organic heater, you fall asleep.
Like a deftly cast fishing net, sleep pulls you out of the world and into its dark shore. The rough mesh chafes. Tightening around you, it digs into your brain.
Dark shore my ass. I know what this is.
How have things been going for you out there? Helped anyone lately? Saved anyone lately? Murdered anyone lately? Because you know you are a murderer. A disco music listening psycho killer who offs poor people and then forgets about it.
Shut up, I just want to sleep.
Hear that? Iceman wants to sleep. He doesn't care about killing people. That's nothing to him. Black water under the bridge. The thing he's really scared of is much, much worse than that.
What is it?
Don't tell him, sister. It's too bad.
They're right. This is their function. To keep you from it.
Why are you doing this? I just want to sleep. I can almost see the dark.
We're trying to help you. All these processes, these tortures, voices and tremors are all just distractions, flares and countermeasures. to keep you from the last dream. The worst of them all.
Last dream?
The last dream will be total annihilation. Cinders peeling off the fuselage. We won't be there to help you anymore, Harry. We will be dormant. You will be naked and alone.
I don't want to anymore. I don't want to think of either of those things.
Oh, but you will. You're already going there. Slipping. How long can we keep you from the precipice? One more dream? 2 max, baby. Then it's
And yeah, I will smell of apricots.
of hell. An ancient sadness, brother. 10,000 years later, in front of the video rental, there is a warm breath on your face again. Everything is okay again.
Everything is so okay.
It doesn't sound like it'll be okay.
Your eyelids flutter open for a moment. When you close them again, you sense the light of the room around you. You're back. In 2 seconds, the alarm will ring.
The last thought in your head before waking is, maybe you shouldn't have seen that stained glass window in the church.
Well, that was troubling, to put it lightly. It's not just characters that are talking about how everything's fucked now. I mean, they are characters, but it's not just characters within the world, it's also characters within my head. But that doom-filled prophecies are of a considerably more psychological lean than what I've been hearing elsewhere, which is worrying because it makes it seem like everything just, there he is, he's hiding from the rain. Hello. Good morning, Kim. Okay, well I guess we start with the washerwoman. What do we need? Suggestion? Lord knows I don't have the points for it, but I am wearing the correct coat. Is there a penalty to my suggestion at all? There isn't. That's awkward. How much Perolidon have I got? 4. Maybe worth it. Maybe worth it. I don't know what having the sword out changes. I'm trying to see what it's affecting in the item bonus panel. But nothing seems to be moving when I equip it or unequip it, so I'm just gonna stop. Let's try some. How bad could it be? I have the health, I can take it.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night.
I don't
What
think
can I help you with?
I think I was trying to make a check that I didn't need to check. Maybe? It doesn't even exist here. Ah, that's so annoying. Just took Perolidon for no damn reason. When did it save last? 36? It's like 10 minutes ago, fuck that. I'll just live with it. Why was there a bullet under the floorboards of your shack?
Damn that girl.
And without anger, a long and harsh life has taught her not to buckle under pressure.
A bullet?
The lieutenant turns to you and gives you a little nod, then turns to the washerwoman.
You didn't put it there, did you? She did.
Gone and hid things in there? She's usually a good tenant, and not a stupid one either.
You rented the room to her?
Yes, I let my room to that Ruby girl.
She speaks slowly, wringing out a rag after a long silence. Her hands move into the water bucket. Some water sloshes over the edge.
As I've done before when she's been in trouble or just looking for solitude. I've made it clear. We welcome all kinds of people here.
When was this?
She came last Friday, left on Monday in a hurry. What has she gotten herself into, that girl?
That's for the police to find out. Right then. Please answer each question to the best of your ability. I'm sure we have a few.
So, you said she left on Monday.
Yes, early with the dogs, around 8 o'clock, I think.
And is the room exactly as she left it?
I cleaned it, like I always do.
Was there anything else in there?
No,
Why do you think she left the bullet there?
how would I know? She's a gruff one, but not violent. She doesn't go around toting a gun.
She looks back toward her shack, thinking,
You could ask her about your hunch, that it was a desperate measure. See if she thinks Ruby fits the bill.
I have a possible explanation in my mind.
Aye, do tell.
A seagull flies overhead, obviously a bad omen. It's an exit plan.
Exit from what?
This.
The lieutenant stops writing for a moment. He looks at you, then at the old woman.
No, she's a fighter.
Not a quitter, like you sometimes get, son.
What's she like, Ruby?
She's good company. Knows how to talk to an old woman. At my age, you don't get a lot of quality conversation. So I really appreciate that about her.
Did she talk to you much during her last stay?
No, she was mostly silent this time. Kept to herself.
What do you mean?
She tried not to let it show, but I could tell she hadn't come to fish. Usually she likes to cast a few lines, but this time she mostly stayed in her room.
Okay, did she have any technical equipment with her? Like radio stuff?
Not that I know of, though she was into nice music. She once showed me a few mixtape milieux she'd made.
She brushes her forehead with the back of her hand. Water drips to the ground.
Although I guess she was pretty handy with the mechanical and technical stuff. Even fixed the heater in the shack. You should be thankful for that.
Where did she go?
I don't know. Further up the coast. She tried to leave quietly, but the hinges on that door screeched like a cat in heat. Woke me up. I heard her rushing in those heavy boots, heading up north. You'll never find her, you know. She knows the coast like the back of her hand. You only just arrived.
I wouldn't worry about that, ma'am. We are persistent.
Are you sure she didn't go somewhere more pleasant and less wet?
Yes, it's going to be too much work for you to find her. Better for you to stay here, get a nice cozy fire going in the heater.
The Feld electric mural. You feel like you should go look at it again. Step closer this time.
Well, I'm off for now.
One thing, officer. If you do find her, please go easy on her.
She looks around. The air is getting colder.
She really means it. It's an honest plea.
She's a good girl. Whatever she's gotten herself mixed up in.
Okay. Well, not a full dead end. And we do know where else we need to go. We need to talk to Titus. I hate that we had to wait overnight to inform him about the pigs, but he'd already left the cafeteria by the time I decided to kind of put her under his responsibility. But it hasn't been removed from the journal, so I'm really hoping I can just go there and speak to him about it. Again, I just was not comfortable committing her to any kind of system. I can't pretend to know the ins and outs of the systems within this game world, but they do not seem to function very well, and I do not expect them to tactfully handle somebody in a state of mental health distress, such as the one that she was in. So let's go back to the Whirling in Rags. Same as it ever was. Oh, there we go. I think it's the same as it ever was. Gently racking my brain in case there's things I'm forgetting. I'll go and talk to Plaisance quickly. Because I imagine if there is anything new to say there, it'll be considerably briefer. Do I still have a white check with you?
Every snowflake is like a little gift from the sky.
Sorry, little girl. I don't think you're ever going to be let back in that shop. I did what I could.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
Doesn't seem like there's anything new to say, so goodbye. Although there's all kinds of things we could buy in here, right? We barely looked around. Not that I have all the money in the world.
Shelves filled to the brim with crime novels. Feature crime fiction
Did I buy this one?
is a disgrace. These books greatly overstate the excitement of police work. Furthermore, they have no idea how hard it is to simply remove a body from a tree. What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year coming into contact with people during the worst days of their lives.
I was literally thinking about this line in the shower today. I wasn't expecting to hear it again though, what the hell?
Not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. Now, would you like a list of all the books found on the shelf?
I mean, I guess we could do, but I don't think it shows us one that we don't have. Maybe it does.
You see, Dick Mullen on the job. Get Me Mullen. The Stalwart Adventures of Richard P. Mullen. Dick Mullen and the Murder in the Orchard. The Sordid Affair of Dick Mullen. A killing is declared. Dick Mullen in the murder house. The final case of Dick Mullen. An obvious lie. Dick Mullen in the clock tower. The ordeals of Dick Mullen. Dauntless Dick. Dick Mullen's funeral pyre. The murder of Dick Mullen.
Dick Mullen dies?
Oh no, turns out he faked it to solve a case.
Are there any more?
Yes, there's also The Dame Who Did It. Farewell, My Mullen. Faking death seems to be a common trope in the Mullen series. The morbid tales of Dick Mullen. A dark tide turns. Tragedy calls for Dick Mullen. Another one with fake death. And, of course, Dick Mullen, the murderer. In order to catch a murderer, Dick Mullen must become the murderer. After all this, you still haven't found the answer to the one question that matters. Who is Dick Mullen?
Who is Dick Mullen?
Your quick eye notices a small caterpillar crawling across the spine of a book. The title reads, Dick Mullen and the Mistaken Identity.
What do we have here? Mistaken Identity.
A worn paperback from Dick Mullen's classic hard-boiled phase. The premise seems to be that Dick Mullen is framed for the murder of his best friend and has just a few days to prove his innocence.
Why does this speak to me?
Could it be the motifs of unstable identities and shocking betrayals?
That's probably right. I'm a complicated guy, full of contradictions.
Then this is the book for you.
It's an expensive book, I'll tell you that much. Fuck it. I got free accommodation, I can float it.
Of course. Such violence and immorality. I mean, enjoy.
Oh. You made it sound shit now. I mean, if you don't like it, can I have my money back? No? Alright. Not the greatest salesperson technique of all time, but you know what? Let's just leave her be. Well, we have something to read if we ever need to read again or have a decent opportunity in which to do so. Another Dick Mullen book that woefully misrepresents the nature of police work. In this one, our detective returns from a trip, having successfully solved one case, only to embark on another. Does he finally face the taxing nature of his occupation? No, he doesn't even look like a normal officer of the law. It's got such a good little picture, look at his eyes. I love it. Also, that's a thick book. Good lord. Am I still rolling? I am still rolling, but I could probably also do with smoking. Hang on. Am I out of... I never have any cigarettes in this game. Wait, isn't stuff cheaper from Rosemary? Probably is. Ah well. When in Rosemary, purchase from Rosemary.
Again,
When
I'm
here, purchase
obliged
from
to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health.
That's all good. Give me some Astras.
Here you go, mister.
Thank you. But how to dress for this? I think we're finally making some headway with Titus. But I don't want to fuck it up. Is there anything new with you? Can I swear at you again? Oh, my guy's... he's occasionally... Oh, what's happening to him? His arm keeps twisting backwards and like teleporting. Every time he tries to animate his torch into this dude's face, the engine goes, nope. That's not a collision I can support.
Looking for something odd?
Nope. Get on my face. So, Titus time. Clothes. If I keep my empathetic shoes on and authority would probably help. So I'll take my empathetic shoes off, as a matter of fact. What's the good stuff here? I don't think conceptualization is necessarily going to help. Suggestion is always a good one, but you know, composure's maybe more helpful than, yeah. Still just doing this little dance, don't you worry. We'll get there. We don't need the perceptive visor on. It's probably not the best use of our anything. Logic glasses, encyclopedia glasses, calculus glasses, savoir-faire glasses, I don't know. What am I currently wearing? Empathy glasses? Yeah, that'll do. Despite the logic penalty. Authority hat. Fuck it, I got my old hat on. Apparently it belongs to me. It'll do. I'll compensate for the logic deficit that I'm taking elsewhere. Alright, good stuff. Cigarette me. My body can take it. Even if my inventory can't. That's a cigarette, right? Is that... It's blue, so... Let's go find the pixel any second. There we go. That made speed possible too, how strange.
The Coppernado is back. What do you want?
What do you want? There's an old catatonic lady in the old fish market on the other side of the bay. She needs help.
What's that, Copper? You want us to help little old ladies now?
Literally, yes.
You're local law enforcement, aren't you? Helping troubled civilians should fall under your jurisdiction.
Thank you.
Yeah. We'll send someone out. Who is? Wait. It's the pigs, isn't it?
Yep.
God. Poor lady. Don't worry. We'll handle this. I think she got some family in Kurong or something. Bastards left her alone when she got sick. We've been getting complaints.
Hey, wasn't Everard's B team looking for her the other day? They said something about her, I don't know, finding something?
Yeah, I think you're right, Gene. She have something of yours, Pig?
Whatever you do, do not admit to these punks you lost your gun. You will suffer if you do.
Nope.
No? Well, whatever then, Copper.
Titus chugs his beer down and wipes his mouth. Hey Bingus, good to see you. Coppernado is probably the most flattering name he's used. He's used some I don't understand, some that I think are portmanteaus of the word cop and maybe some foreign swear words. Coppernado just sounds violent, and I've been violent enough. It fits.
No. They totally said what it was. What was it? Anyone remember?
Please, I'm thinking about empty rooms right now.
I don't remember. I was fucking drunk.
Let me know if you figure it out back there. Now, anything else we can help you with?
There is, but I'm just going to need you to hold on for 1 second.
No problemo, cop man. We take care of our mentally ill here in Martinez. Ain't that right, boys?
Sure enough, we're the real heroes on these streets.
Well, I hope you actually do. You seem to actually care about it, so just give me 1 second. I gotta consult my brain. I don't even remember what this one was. Cleaning out the empty rooms. What prompted me to even consider this to begin with? I love yes, yes, I'm very attractive, great, thank you. It's such a good bit of dialogue. Or monologue, I suppose. I'm not sure who he's meant to be saying it to, which makes it even better. Of course, then in this corner you've got like, Monica's titties happens every now and then. Like, what does that even mean?
Cleaning out the rooms. What if you didn't lose your memory? What if something in Martinez came and stored it all away, for you to slowly open one box at a time, so you can choose which parts to keep? Keep almost none of it. Only the flowers on the windowsill. Only the distant sound of a radio. Lose all the actors, the dark shadows. Leave only the still lifes. The blissful distant wash of waves. If everybody knew, you never did. She'll be coming soon. That is all.
Huh. Well, that one's fascinating. What does it give me? Oh my god! That's a hell of a thought! +1 suggestion, +1 inland empire, +1 rhetoric. Wake up in a new life by the seaside. That feels like one of the most directly positive thoughts I've ever had. That's staying up there. So what was the problem? Someone's been walking around in your dreams lately looking for something, tidying up, rearranging, storing away all the unrealized dreams, putting old pains in boxes. The worst nightmares have settled down for a while. A spot of light on the bedroom door after the dark. The fluttering of eyelids in the spring sun. A thought that arises only to disappear again. And yet, there's a pattern emerging. I wish I could remember what I interacted with to make that appear in the first place. It's not coming to me right now. I do like succeeding all hand-eye coordination passives. It feels like the kind of thing that will be useful in actual combat, if actual combat ever becomes a thing. And then some of these are just broken. I know this legitimately now. On both of my playthroughs of this game, when I unlock something that's meant to unlock all of a type of white check, it doesn't unlock any of a type of white check. I'm gonna have to look, like, I'm afraid to look into issues I'm having with this game until I've completed it, because I'm very cautious about spoilers. But there are some mechanical things falling apart, and I would just love to know they're happening to other people, because they're happening to me twice, on 2 completely different systems, like on the Switch version and the PC version. While getting different thoughts unlocked, pursuing different dialogue and stuff, I'm still finding that the thing that unlocks white checks is broken. I don't know what it is with the white checks in this game, but maybe it's even like stapled into the narrative that they lie to you, or that they're kind of finicky. I doubt it though. But my favorite Pathologic 2 ending was literally a glitch, so I'm more than capable of doing the mental gymnastics required to seat the glitches inside the fabric of the game universe. I just don't know if I should be trying to do that, you know? I don't know that it necessarily helps, at least. I still need to get rid of one of these, but I don't know which one. Do I need the +2 perception? Like, what's my perception at? I could probably live without it, considering it's something I can already enhance by wearing different shoes, a different visor, etc. Then again, what would I even put in the slot? Regular lore official, which I think is for being boring, which I got by spamming numbers. I didn't even get this through actual dialogue. I was just trying to burn through a bunch of time on the clock. So I was just going, blah, 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 and then it was like, you are the world's most laughable centrist. I'm like, am I though? I feel like I just shitposted with my hands across my number keys. But it might be a pretty good one to actually try and commit to memory. Revacholian nationhood, I don't think is. And I know that these things can affect the dialogues you get with people. I don't think thinking about racist shit is going to help. Not that it's exclusively racist, but no, that's incredibly racist. That's like the most racist. I can immediately see it's full of what I think are fictional racial slurs. I hope they're fictional because it's made me read them out before. I'm pretty certain they are. Art Cop. This one I have done on my other file, I think, and I recall it being pretty bad. Once you finished it, there's like a penalty that I don't care for. Maybe I'm misremembering, or maybe I can just leave the thought cabinet for now. I just hate time passing in the background in the game and knowing that all the while I could be using it to like hone my perspective on something from my character's past, but I've neglected to do so. Advanced race theory is a really positive one as well in terms of realizing that it's useless and then just having good stats off the back of it. The mind-bending phylogenetics rather, appear more distant and, to be fair, a little ridiculous. So, more conversation to be had with Titus. I just wanted to check my brain real quick. And it's good that I did, because now if I need to pass a suggestion check or whatever, we've got those bonuses, which we wouldn't have had, I don't think, until finishing the conversation otherwise.
The Copper-nado is back. What
if it's titties, then it's Monica's. Who the fuck is Monica? Sorry, I want to go over a few things regarding Ruby's disappearance again.
Yeah? What?
Chill, man. Thanks for the review, I guess. I thought I had a bunch more stuff to say.
Anything else you want, Cobb?
So, the options I didn't pick before weren't actually waiting for me. That's awkward. There were 4 unchosen dialogues. Oops.
Yeah? What?
I'm sure it's fine. Alright, well, as I go to that building I keep hearing about from my own brain. Every time I look at anything these days, it's like, damn, that felt electrical building sure looks a little bit sus, huh? I'm like, does it? Can't even see it from here. More conversations to be had, but they're potentially damaging to my morale. Let's just not. I don't need to get yelled at right now. What's this dude do? Wait, okay, what's this first? This damage looks like it could have been caused by an earthquake. Maybe a sea monster did this to the plaza. Maybe. This guy's not usually here, is he?
Officer, care to play a game with the lonely old man?
The jolliness is gone from Gaston's face.
Actually, never mind. Wouldn't be the same.
Where's Renee?
The prick is gone. I can barely believe it. But he's really gone.
Gone where?
Hell, most likely. He was an absolute Kent.
Oh shit. How did he die?
His hungry little heart finally gave out. The dock workers found him in the guard booth this morning. Wasn't even supposed to be working for another week, but he just had to prove how tough he is.
I recall him being unwell, or at least in denial about being unwell.
Guess he was about to head home, 'cause when the dock workers found him, he was wearing civilian clothes and not the Kuketu uniform I saw him in all the time. Sometimes I thought he was wearing it just to piss me off. Now the joke's on him, 'cause he's gonna be buried without it.
It's not a very funny joke. Was he really that bad?
I repeat, an absolute Kent. Even his old army buddies didn't want him around. He was like an old viper. The only people who could stand to be around him were Jenny and me. She saw something in him when we were just kids and she never lost sight of it. And I thought if the most beautiful being in the world can love him, then there must be something worth holding on to.
Did you love him?
We've hated each other our entire lives. So much, in fact, that...
He falls silent and looks at you, eyes filling up with tears.
Yes, I loved that angry prick. He didn't deserve it, but I did. You know what his last words to me were?
Tell me.
In Guillaume's time, you'd have been shot without trial. That's what he said to me. He lived a cunt, and he died a cunt. Let's leave it at that.
I have something to remember him by.
Let me see. This was 60 years ago. We all went to that parade. Young René looked so happy, and Jenny...
He looks at the photo with his hands trembling, eyes blurry with tears. He has to stop.
I'm sorry, officer. I just... Thank you. Thank you for this little memorabilia. It really means the world to me.
That was nice. A small thing for us, but invaluable to him. He probably didn't even know René had the photo.
Do you know what happened to his medals?
I took them for myself. Took them to remember that old cunt. Nobody knew him better than I did. And I want to remember that old cunt by something.
I offer my sincere condolences.
Yes, we are both very sorry for your loss.
It is what it is, part of life really. But to know someone for 79 years, then one day they're just gone. I just don't know anymore. About anything really. But you must need something.
It's too bad that he's gone. I was hoping to ask him about Maybells.
René wasn't really what you'd call a botanist, officer. And believe me, he didn't like Insulindian lilies.
Of course he didn't. Flowers are for pansies. Stop wasting time with them.
Pansies are flowers, brother. Wait, Insulindian lilies?
That's their old name, dating back to the time of kings and crests, and all that other stuff he loved so much.
Why didn't he like them?
There were many reasons, but mostly it was the communards. They called them the Bells of Revolution.
A sad smile passes his face.
I guess in the end, the Insulindian lilies were just another piece of the whole Insulinde. The royalists had to surrender to the Mazovian insurgents. It doesn't really matter anymore.
Would it be okay if we went over a few more things about René?
Yes. What about René?
I'm sorry, I can't actually think of anything.
Yes, we are both very sorry for your loss.
It is what it is, part of life really.
Kim's getting...
But to know someone for 79 years, then one day they're just gone.
Real up close to me, huh? He's like pressing himself into my back. Admittedly, it looks very cold out there.
I just don't know anymore. About anything really. But you must need something.
What do you know about the... phrasing. What do you know about the dead man?
Everything, really. I probably knew him better than... You meant the teacup in the tree, didn't you? I don't know anything about him.
Okay, well, I'm sorry again. Bye for now. What the fuck? Admittedly, not my favorite character. I wasn't expecting him to just be gone. Who else is gone? I'm worried about everyone now.
It's the cop who turned me into a bad person.
Oh, look. It's the guy I really like but hates me. Bye. It's awful. I needed the information. Unfortunately, I don't think it even helped. But we're still gonna find her.
Lowman, you caught me at an opportune moment.
I think I have everything I need to ask her asked already. Big old statue. Less said about this, the better. Does this actually represent as anything different now? I probably already checked, but since I did manage to wire it up.
The old king and his horse appear to be struggling against the vibrantly colored cables and...
Yeah, that's all good. So, still striking hard, huh? We still got right to work over here. Still got measure head up there. Everything's ticking along. Guess it's time to stop wasting time and find Feld Electrical Building again. I believe it was by the guy who was lecturing his, what I presume to be son, right? I say presumed, I'm pretty sure he was explicit about his relationship with the child. I'll be honest, a lot of what he said kind of went through my brain. He had a very roundabout manner of speaking, heavily laden with details to which I was not previously privy. It made picking out any meaningful sentiments from his diatribe a little bit difficult. Let's get ourselves over there, though. I apparently have a challenging rhetoric check with Silang. I already did the set of tracks. Again, these are... Most of these white checks, maybe not most, convinced several of those are glitches. All the ones my eye was drawn to where I was like, maybe I could do this, I'm pretty sure I've done, or doesn't exist anymore in that. I will quickly recheck one more time. But I don't have a visual calculus white check for these prints. Did it mean the tracks outside the gate? I should try those again too. Been through it all. Okay, let's try this. Is it this? The gate or on the ground?
You see a set of tire
I got this one
in a
here.
brown slash that covers
This is the one the map
mosaic.
was referring to. Let me put my glasses on so I can see what they ain't looking at. Do I have anything else particularly good for visual calculation? I gotta presume not. Difficult to imagine anything other than some lenses could actually apply that, but determined to check. A lot of logic stuff, not a whole lot of visual calculus stuff. I'm almost surprised I don't seem to see any penalties to it either. Okay, well, some of the glasses have penalties to it. Shades too dark, gotta imagine. Let me check. Boosted intellect, yes. Still got my intellect a little bit boosted.
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic. No.
That stings.
These tracks are not interesting at all. Let the street sweeper just sweep them away.
Okay. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. I still don't know what this map wall is. I mean, I do know, but I don't know what the white check for it is. It's inside Plaisance' shop, right? It's the wall from which I bought the very map I'm looking at right now. I'm pretty certain. I could have sworn there was no white check for it. But maybe there is. See, I'm writing some of them off now on account of the fact that I know some of them have been broken at times. Like, I've had ones for the Hanged Man appearing. He hasn't even been there for a hot minute.
Several maps have been attached to... The maps look old and faded.
I'm sorry, officer. They're quite valuable. That old thing from when
See, this is just a waste of time now. Oh wait, no, you can't advance... You can't advance time by going through old dialogue, right?
This large map, Ozon, Laurent disintegrating in the northeast, radiating outwards from you.
Wait, time just progressed.
Revachol, with a radius of 80 kilometers. Still, the crown jewel of this Isola would be barely visible. The ocean connection 850.
I don't have time for this. time. Time passes when picking new dialogue options. What the heck? What do you mean? Well, I guess I'll try one more time. This is map wall, right?
Several maps have been... The maps look
directly
old
called
and
map
faded.
wall.
Your eye catches a map. This slot ozone disintegrate in the north.
Okay, we got this, we got this, we got this.
The ocean connection. 850 million people live on these tiny dots. The north to the Huron. It's so... No. This is somewhere to be.
I'm sorry, they're quite valuable, though they might not. Yes, yes. Are you interested?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I just went through every possible thing. I did not get a challenging interfacing check. I gotta presume, based on the fact that it's interfacing, that maybe this was for like stealing a map? Like shoplifting it instead of paying for it, but it's only like 1 real or something, so at the same time that almost feels like a ridiculous thing for them to include. Still don't know what the fuck Samarin butter is, but I cannot find it. But everything else I can try and interact with is nearby. All the allegedly open available white checks are both down with Silang, and by all I mean 2. So let's try and get on it. I just have absolutely no memory of Samarin butter. I have no idea what it's to do with. I mean, is it one of the... Because he steals... He doesn't even steal, right? He's got humanitarian aid stuff, but he sells it on. What was that? A sewer grate. A gateway to the river of filth. What the hell? Okay. We have a... Ooh, what's that?
Everything's still
Never mind.
cool here, officer.
I can be more rhetorically dressed than this. It's just gonna take a minute. I don't know how moddable this game is. I know it's moddable enough that I can do this. Like I can... Ooh, cool, it keeps bits there. I can toggle the HUD. That was a mod. I don't know if it's moddable enough that someone's integrated a optimize outfit for X stat, you know? But it would be nice. Where's my rhetorical clothes? I think my polo shirt is good for it. Yep, there we go. Is that +1, -1 rhetoric? That won't do at all. I shouldn't really be standing out here in the snow getting changed anyway. I'm gonna catch my death. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've been over him. Any penalties? Not seeing any penalties. Do what we can.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
No need to dress this one up. Just tell him what you want.
Can you stop giving me failed rolls from like above the 70% threshold? It's very discouraging.
Oh, okay. But why, officer?
I don't know. I'm doing the white checks, you know?
Ah, yes.
Are you trying to ask for a bribe?
Sorry, detective.
Not really. Alright, let's check the map then. Maybe I can figure out based on the distance between them. Silang. See, it puts this giant picture of him now, which doesn't help. But because I don't know if he's meant to be centered in it, or if it's where his name is. These things are so vague. Okay, so I'm putting his name where he is, and then the picture's just above it, which means Samarin Butter is closer to the lock. Is it a big advert in the not river, the canal, whatever? Surely it's not... Oh, I have accidentally clicked out the window. Surely it's not over the thing. Hey, get back there. Don't run away from your thoughts. A faint smell of soldering, melted insulation, nylon and ozone. Samarin Butter. Okay, so... It looks like it's meant to be on this bridge here. Like right in the middle. But of course that's not a pathable place. What am I missing here? Like, I don't think it's in one of these boxes. It's having the fact it's too low on the map.
The shine on these sunglasses.
I forgot about this thing. Wait, what the fuck? Can I not see that from down here? Does that mean I can get in up here? Oh no, I just need to be there. Footfall within, not human. Up there? The Phasmid perhaps? No, you know it's Butterdog. Yo, there's Butterdog? Then where's the butter? Fuck! Now I'm confused. I'm tempted to look it up. I have so many thought bubbles running around that I never used to have, but none of them are helping much. And I keep missing them. That one was only there for the briefest little flicker. I don't know which bit, I don't know which direction it correlated with. Which bit of the ground. I want that thought. It made the irresistible noise of like, whoo. Please. Ah, it's not going to give it to me. It just remains such a blessing that time does not pass while I'm wandering around trying to figure out how to get ye flask. I'm loath to look anything up, but I'm about to. So if this makes my computer go even louder, it's really having an issue. I'm concerned. Deeply concerned. This has been plaguing me on 2 files for a hell of a long time, so I'm just gonna Google Samaran butter white check. I'm gonna put it in quotation marks because apparently Google doesn't give a shit. A sign advertising Samaran butter is present in Martinez over the inlet canal. Well, that's what the kind of the impression I was getting. I remember seeing it lying there before the shit was fixed, but there's nothing interactable down there now. Maybe it's on the other side of the lock since it reopened? See, I don't know if it was a white check for like something that was stuck down here blocking the thing that's since been cleaned up, but has left the white check behind. Samara was one of the many Isolas that established contact with Mundi following the discovery of the Insulinda. Okay, let's maybe not read the entire lore of the place, I just want to know about the butter. Carve the sticks from the butterfruit tree wood. Okay, that's probably not the same either. Goat milk butter is a staple food. And a sign advertising it is present in Martinez over the inlet canal. That's not helpful, it's purely lore. I mean, I'm probably just going to leave it behind, but... Uh-huh. What does this say? These people are talking about Gary. On a related note, how come they don't remove the checks you can no longer try from the list? It still lists the check with Renee, the Samaran butter sign, and the jump to get my police cloak after they became impossible to complete. I guess it's just gone then. I'm comfortable with it leaving them there, but like... for certain ones, like the Samaran butter one, it's basically a glitch on my Switch, because when I'm playing with a gamepad, anytime I open the map, this one's at the top. So I know I've said this before, but the most prominent label on my map, usually in the PC version, but every, like 100% of the time on the Switch version, is this Samaran butter thing that I can't do anything about. It's just distracting. It's like the most superficial way the game has actually failed for me. The other bugs I've encountered have been a lot more frustrating. It's just... these ones have me running around sometimes. It's hard to feel like I can look at this list of white checks and be like, yeah, I'll just start working on those, when I can't actually confirm that they're all available. Because I could be like, oh, there's so many rhetoric ones, I'll just put a point in rhetoric and go and deal with these, and then it's like, oh, some of these don't seem to exist anymore. I mean, that's a bad example, because all the rhetoric ones currently are doable. I could still... There's the bullet holes over there, there's the stained glass window, like, there's a reason for me to spend on visual calculus, allegedly. But I don't know how many of these checks actually work. The set of tracks, that will reopen. Box of sunglasses will reopen. Tommy will... I think Tommy should reopen, even though he hates me now. Maybe I can make him unhate me by doing a better rap than my previous attempt. See, I'm seeing a lot of conceptualization. I say a lot. 3. I don't have more than 3 of anything. So I'll just ignore them for now. Legendary drama check with Classier? Interesting. Godly empathy for a cell. We'll see what happens. Work on the things that we need to be working on for now. Hopefully build up a few skill points in the background so that if it does come to opening certain white checks, we have a bit more to play around with, you know? We're not like spending our last points that we'd otherwise be using to dislodge bad thoughts from our brain. Another bubble, how about that? I thought my perception had gone down, if anything. Could you hurry up? Oh my god, I hate the pathing around this area so much. You just walk in a straight line from there to there. Why did you... Nothing about this stretch of land visually reads like it should be impassable other than the inability to click on it. I guess that's meant to be like a hill, but... make the fence more visually obvious, please. Again, without like the touchscreen controls on the Switch, I think there are points where I literally wouldn't have known how to get to places, and presumed them inaccessible, or otherwise just given up trying to get to them. Like, trying to navigate from the bottom floor of Everart's container to the floor that actually has his desk on, using only a control stick, that's difficult shit. That is perplexingly difficult. Versus what it should be. Or could be, at least. Again, bless the Switch having a touchscreen. Bless the port of this game for fully utilizing it. So much better for it. So I'm meant to be going over to Feld Electrical, which I think is over this way. Is it this thing? Oh, hey up. The water runs from the west. The source is upstream. A broken pipe? It might just be. Is this Feld Electrical? This, right? Okay. I think Inland Empire told me to take a closer look. Definitely says Feld Electrical. Speak to you first. Anything?
Hello. Isn't this a fine morning?
It's ish. It's kind of snowing very heavily, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's bad, you know, and appreciate you for being able to appreciate it, or at least for attempting to. I'm looking for a suspect. Have you seen anyone suspicious around?
No, I'm afraid I can't help you with this one, officer. It's just a regular day off for me and Mikhail here.
He pats his son's head.
So you haven't seen anyone around?
No, I'm sorry. As I said, this is just a day off. We just arrived anyway.
I'm gonna look at this wall now.
You see a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D. A slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now, only a shadow of peeled letters remains. It says, "Tomorrow is just a whisper away."
I'm gonna step closer.
Above the mural, a collapsed roof, broken windows set in walls that are cracking and will soon also fall, and the coastal breeze rustling and sighing in the remains of the edifice. There's something in the wind. Sometimes the only way to go forward is to fail first.
Why do I feel like I know this place?
Indeed, somehow you knew it was here. An urban ruin gutted by looters that once used to consume money and dispense warmth and light. You felt it before when it rained in Martinez, and you felt the cold of the rain. The feeling persists. It has been in you ever since.
Could Ruby be in there?
In there? She could. Or she could be in the identical room over there, or in that boat shack. In that church tower, maybe.
Holy hell, did we get to this late? Because that's a stack of accomplishments. I can't, it's too many to put on the screen for some reason. Found the empty trap, had Lena's true story, went on a date, made that awful call, confronted the pigs, established the nightclub, discovered the anomaly, death notification, found the jacket. We have been busy, huh? Listen to the wind.
Even though you're sure you succeeded, all is quiet. There is no cold hand brushing against your forehead, no rustle in the reeds. The wind has died down. The ruin in front of you is silent as a tomb.
What was I even attempting to do here?
Trying to talk to the wind, the city. Whatever you thought would happen did not, and now you're just standing there in the pale of the morning, with your hands fallen to your side. A prayer of sorts to Revachol.
Kim, she could be anywhere. How do we find her?
How do we? I was really hoping she'd be in the village. Okay. She's probably north of the village, and this place is a peninsula. We already scanned most of the outdoor areas on our wild cryptid hunt, so we have an understanding of the geography, at least. And then there's the church. We've already searched that and can rule it out. I know it doesn't feel like progress, but exclusion is a step too. Anyway, we do it the old-fashioned way, sector by sector. Go over the whole peninsula, ask the locals, enter the places where we can enter first, like we did in the village.
And if that fails, what if we don't find her?
Then, if we're desperate, we can look where we can't enter. Bunkers, storm drainage, this place. I'm sure it won't come to that.
He looks behind him at the dark red box crumbling across the chasm.
Walk the coast, the old boardwalk, the reeds. You can always come back here and talk to the wind again. Look where it already got you. Buckle up and raise your collar. This search is going to be wet and cold.
Oh good. Well, it's only 8 AM, so we have time. Hopefully. It is day 5, so we maybe do not have time. Had a lot of NPCs telling me I got 5 days. Little bit worrying. I'll just quick save on top of the autosave. Why not? Shit. Well, he didn't seem to know much about it. I could ask him more about the building, but I expect that'll only lead to a dialogue tree that I've already exhausted, so... Check like along the coast, huh? Hey, what's this?
That patch of reeds over there, it's a great place to hide something. Kind of out of the way, being so close to the water.
What is this about?
Nothing. Just a hunch. The hunch passes, leaving you there, by the old boy bobbing in the water. Time to go.
I don't even see a boy. Okay. Well. Huh. I don't know if I was missing something visually there. Lord knows I was holding tab. But I used my eyes to gaze upon even the unhighlighted objects, and I couldn't see anything boy-shaped. Also, Canadians say buoy.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall,
Wild.
reaching from one corner to the other.
Maybe figuring that out would help. I mean, let's be honest, that seems quite obviously like an execution site, but a daughter building a hiding place. Could the instigator be inside? Oh shit. You again. Can I ask you?
Always my pleasure to be of assistance to the RCM.
Seemingly not. You are actually not of any assistance to the RCM, and you should be ashamed.
There's no way the perp isn't here, officer. Look how scarred the boards are. All attempts to pry them off have failed.
Can I try and get in through?
Not this time. The opposition is insurmountable, but I like the spirit. Have some points. It's lonely and cold without points.
Aw, well, they gave me experience points at least.
And dangerous. Dangerous too.
Kim, do you think she's in there?
The suspect? God, I hope not. I can't see a way in, though many have tried.
Nothing more to do here then, I guess. Huh. What does my log have to say about this? Return to the Feld mural and consult the wind if you don't know what to do. Other than that, keep searching the coast. What the fuck? Alright, well, we could ask at the church. I don't think there's going to be anyone up Land's End Way. There isn't usually, unless she happens to be there herself. But I'd be a bit surprised if she was just chilling up there, because it sounds like she's hiding. It's not a very good place to hide. Lord knows I've walked up there 1,000 times already. Pretty sure I went up there looking for the damn pigs yesterday. Because she didn't even spawn. Not yesterday. 2 streams ago. The pigs didn't spawn. Which I'm pretty sure was a scripting error. I have absolutely no explanation as to why she wasn't there otherwise. Every bit of information in the game relating to it led me to believe she should be.
The light vanishes inside the concrete slit. The structure goes deep under the earth.
Ho!
There's no echo. And no answer.
What's in there?
Maybe it's just a storm drain for the sewer.
Kim, any idea what's down there?
No idea. Could be connected to one of the buildings around here.
You think we might find Ruby down there?
We might find her down somewhere. There's an old storm drain system beneath Martinez that's mostly collapsed. Revachol sewage system has been built and rebuilt 4 or 5 times now. In conclusion, she could be under any building.
But not in there.
I hope not.
Fair enough. Cast phone. Did we ask around in the church? At least we get the music back. In fact, when in Rome... Sorry, we haven't got very good dance moves anymore. We kind of just spin around. Are you gonna know?
Yes, what is it?
She does not. Andre, you seem like the least disconnected of all of these people, other than maybe Estelle.
Oh, hey man, it's good to see you. Goodbye, officer.
Nah, we're good. That's not gonna happen.
Yo, man.
Now we're good. What about you, Estelle? I wish I could pick up the tape recorder, but I am just so aggressively unempathetic at all times. My dream did tell me I shouldn't have examined the stained glass window, so maybe that prompts re-examining the stained glass window. Though I doubt it.
The mother of humanism stands above you, a precious and complex wax painting on a single pane of glass. A crack runs across the length of her body, her face oval and sad.
We've got at least 3 visual calculus checks, right? So, hang on. Only 2 points though. Not my favorite. We'll see what we can do. It's wasteful. Fuck it. Fuck it.
The mother of humanism stands above you, a precious and complex wax.
Sorry, am I dressed for this? Am I smoked for this? I am smoked for this. Am I dressed for this? Unfortunately, yes. That's about as high a percentage as we're going to get.
Stands above you, a precious nothing. Just the edge of the crack sparkles in the dark. There may have been a writing here, but you cannot make out what it said.
Well, I guess we'll never know, because I don't think I'm putting points into that again. Could you go any slower? What the hell? Oh, it's done that thing again where single clicking and double clicking have switched roles. I don't know how I'd make this happen. It's really strange though. So there was the wall down here, which very much seemed to be like an execution wall. I'm just going to use WASD because it's being weird with the clicks right now. I presume there's like a walk-run toggle, but I don't know what button it's on, and I've accidentally pressed it if that's the case. It is weird though. More running around. Here we go. Time for some visual calculation.
Scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other. A row of ghostly shades stand facing the wall. There are many of them, a dozen at least, their heads lowered and eyes blindfolded. It's quiet. No sound, no movement. 10 meters away, other shades are lined up in an orderly manner. Automatic rifles primed. A gust of wind blows by. The coats of the firing squad flap slowly in the breeze. A single person stands on the side. The morning sun rises beyond the horizon, radiating the first light of the day. The order was carried out at dawn. A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillading. Rain and brine have since washed all the blood away. Not a trace remains.
It's just fascinating visual presentation of this. I love this here so much. Though obviously this is fucking horrifying. What is this?
The abundance of bullet holes leads to two options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or they did not use a conscience round, where only one soldier has the loaded rifle. Looks like this was a mass execution with everyone fully armed. A host of men, probably in everyday clothes, ragged from the conflict and covered in dust. They were not sitting, a common practice for executions in some nations, as demonstrated by the height level of the bullet holes. They stand, facing the wall. It's impossible to discern any details about their personality or background. Ordinary people, familiar, each and every one of them.
Who are they?
Comrades, the forsaken, the wretched, who tried to rise against the horrors of the world.
What about the soldiers?
7 men in combat uniforms and dark coats, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. Soldiers from some side, but from which one? Men of duty, dark duty.
Who are they?
Murderers, twisted by orders, young boys forced into killing.
What about the person standing on the side?
The commandant, the one who gives the order. Machine gun fire crackling through the air. The lights of the muzzle flashes dancing on his face.
Kim, who was in this execution?
I don't know. I don't know who died here, lined up beside that horrible wall. It could have been any of the parties involved in the revolution. Perhaps the ones executed here were the loyalist conservatives, killed by the communists at the start of the Civil War. Or it could have been the communists, put to death during the last stretch of the conflict by the coalition forces.
Remember what Trent Heidelstein said about Feld?
What if it was the Feld personnel when their assets were being seized by the revolutionaries?
Another likely scenario.
Or maybe...
You mentioned coalition forces. Could it have been them against the wall?
Yeah. It's very unlikely the coalition forces were the ones who died here. They were always the last ones against the wall. To be honest, if a coalition member was anyone in this situation, it was the commandant, the superior giving the orders.
Goodbye.
A cold sea wind blows away the figures. Behind this building, the other one, once filled with engineers and designers of Feld Electric, now collapsed and dead, but for some rats. You feel drawn, for some reason, to the faded mural again.
So looking at this wall makes me want to look at the other wall? But why? And still with the backwards clicking. Ah shit, I have a doctor's appointment so soon. I'm gonna have to stop. I don't even want this appointment. We'll inspect it again, though I don't expect anything will have changed. Getting a pretty clear impression I should be speaking to people rather than buildings, but to be honest, sometimes talking to buildings is pretty useful.
The once bright mural towers above you, saying, Feld Electrical, R&D. Tomorrow is just a whisper away.
Well, it hasn't. I have 16 amphetamines? What the? Wait, 14? Even still, that's an absurd number. Okay. So, the percentage hasn't moved up, but my analysis of the execution site is listed as a contributing factor to me getting this right.
Suddenly, there's a sigh, carried on the molecules around you, moving, flowing from high pressure to low pressure, like that of a woman emptying her lungs. She wraps the collapsing stone box in front of you in her breath, flowing through it.
Where does it go?
In through the collapsed roof, flowing down a concrete staircase to the basement, sweeping away footprints in the dust on the stairs, and then the beach below the boardwalk, its winding tunnels, a whisper away.
What is happening?
She's down there.
I think she's down there below this building.
Okay. Why?
The wind told me.
So, how do we get in there? The doors were on the collapsed side of this building. They're gone, basically.
Finally, my time to shine.
Uh-oh. I'm not that cool, you see. There's a ladder next to the sign. Maybe we can climb it? Enter through the roof?
Perhaps you can climb them. We are not climbing anything. I'm 43 years old, and I plan to live to see 70.
There has to be a way to use brute force. Climbing sounds unsafe. Brute force is safe. Look around and find something to break if the ladder fails.
Well, immediately there's this underneath, and this here. How high can I crank my savoir-faire? Out of curiosity. Because I know I got some pretty cool trousers. And I kind of got a matching set with some of these, but none of them make me cool like those do. But something else will. Like these sunglasses, for example. I don't see how they're gonna help me achieve a feat of athletic prowess. I feel like if anything, that's just gonna stand to mess me up. So I can't see the rungs, but that's all fine. We should maybe check the thing below, but fuck it. I can take some speed. Why not? Wait, is it bad for my health or my morale? It's bad for my... Oh, whatever. I'm fine. Get up there.
A rusty ladder leads to the rooftop. Some of the rungs are missing.
You see Kim sprint over? That was terrifying.
Yeah, that doesn't look good at all.
I never seen him move so fast.
The distances between the remaining rungs are rather wide. You'd have to use the mounting brackets. However, they seem corroded and the peeling rust is razor sharp.
I have big metal military Mjolnir armor gloves, I'll be fine.
In addition, the first rung is going to be tough to reach. It's what, 3 meters above the ground? And you're 180?
190. I'm a giant.
Okay, but still, the roof is collapsing and the wind gets pretty brutal up there. Dismounting from the ladder is going to be hard. Perhaps if you were to not climb the ladder. Instead, what if you were to do something more subtle? What if you were to reconceptualize climbing the ladder?
I would say, no, I would like to climb the ladder using my motoric skills that I just enhanced by taking amphetamines, please, thank you.
Astral projection. Be open-minded about this.
I only have so much mind to open. It doesn't matter how receptive I am to all the supernatural stuff available from whatever number of universes. I'm not very smart. Like, I don't have a whole lot of psyche or intellect to work with. I would really like if you would just let me climb the ladder.
Yeah, because falling from that height seems, well, splat. So don't do that. Just, you know.
What if I don't climb? What if I just teleport?
Teleportation is not a thing.
The lieutenant stares at you stone-faced. It won't hurt to try.
Oh yes, it could hurt. A lot.
He is restraining himself from using a parental tone with you right now.
Well, he doesn't need to because I am the most graceful being in existence. Even though my only boost to this is having seen the crabman in the church, I'm gonna teleport to the roof.
All you need to do is close your eyes and concentrate. Darkness enfolds you. You can feel the distance between the bench and the first rung of the ladder. All you need to is...
do it.
Zoot, zap, pow, crinkle. Perfect. It's like magic. You feel yourself disappear, your atoms fading out of existence.
Oh my god, I can't believe it.
Bam! You find yourself on the roof, having mastered the art of physical displacement.
I didn't, Kim. I teleported.
I just saw you climb the ladder. You just climbed it like a regular person.
Well, that's all I was trying to do anyway.
No, not like a regular person. Like a phase spider.
Hell yeah.
The wind at the top of the building starts howling loudly, blowing away the lieutenant's voice. Faintly you hear...
Never mind. Find a way to let me in when you get inside. Don't go adventuring with a backup, especially if we think the suspect may be hiding here.
I can't hear you. I'm on the roof. You're gonna have to not whisper. Okay, that's fine. The central support beam has been destroyed by artillery fire. Well, I don't want to stop, but I have to, because I gotta fucking go out. God, that's frustrating. Actual huge progress seems to be being made, or at least a new area for the first time in God knows how long. I think the last time we had a new area was the passage behind the Whirling in Rags. That feels like a lifetime ago. But yeah, this is unfortunately where the pin gets put in for now. Thank you for being here. Good progress made. I'm still very afraid of the fact that it's day 5. I've had only such doomsaying about it, but it's going pretty well so far. And we're not even that deep into the morning. I dare say we are making record time on this fog walk. But despite that being the case, I'm gonna have to stop now. I hope you're doing okay. I'll be back tomorrow. I don't know if it's gonna be a different game, to be honest, because I'm very mentally invested in this right now, and I know I usually split the stuff up, but I'm disco-brained. I can't help it. I really need to know what's going to happen with some of these characters. Even though, again, I feel like the game is kind of softly preparing me for a very deliberate lack of conventional resolution. But that could be a complete misread of some of the more background texts that I encounter. Just feels like it's headed that way. The way I'm gonna head is away, so I will be back. I hope you're doing okay, and if you're not, I hope you feel a bit better soon. Look after yourself.